Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is the one, the only Rusty Rotor. I know it's been a while, guys, gals. I explained before, if you've been following along, we had a couple trips. I do have an ill family member that is just requiring basically every bit of my time, on top of trying to maintain my own, own household. Cutting grass, etc. Maintenance on the vehicles, which leads me, my truck had to go in the shop. Was going to cost a pretty good chunk of money to fix it, and left me scrambling like, I can't just take this out of my pocket right away. I have to move some money around. And that can take weeks. The truck couldn't wait, so I sold off about 70, 80 kits, somewhere around there, to a gentleman. I'm not going to disclose the name publicly, but he helped me out in a pinch, and it was enough to, let's say 90%, 95% pay for the vehicle to be fixed, which was great. And I only released kits that I knew that I was probably never going to get to. There's a few that I probably had some plans for, but they were primarily all sealed kits or complete, and that's what they were looking for, and that's what I let go. I still left with quite a bit, as you can see, all the way around. It did thin the herd quite a bit, so that's good. If I ever decide to stock back up for any reason, or if I can start building at a faster pace. But things come and go. I knew that the priority was making sure I had a vehicle to drive, and it's not that I didn't have one. I mean, there's always a car here that I can use, so that's not that big of a deal. But in the same fact that we did buy a new camper, the truck is what pulls the camper. So if we ever wanted to go on a camping trip, the truck has to be in perfect running condition to be able to do that. So it's all done now. Truck is fixed, runs great. The truck's name is Betty, blue-eyed Betty. Don't know where it came from. It just popped in my head, and that's what I've called her ever since I've had her. And it's just been a great truck. I've taken it on several trips. It's getting ready to go on another one. This coming Monday, I'll be leaving again for my property down in Virginia. As you know, me and my uncle are kind of partners on that to a degree, and he's wanting to sell everything off. So I have some personal interest in some things down there. So I got to go down and gather all that up so the house can be sold. There is several offers pending on it, so time is of the essence. So I'm going to go down there and take care of that. So I should be back midweek. And after that, I've got one more little short trip planned for camping. And then in between there and after that is all basically, pardon the pun, balls to the wall in here. Because we've got the diorama to finish up. We've got Shorty to finish up. And what today's video is all about mainly is MGSF. We have received our package. We are the first in the United States to have this and receive this. It's a little bit of bragging rights, but it's factual. And eventually it'll make its way into this country and be available for everybody. But today's video is to kind of show you what it is, break down the parts that come with it and the instructions, kind of the same way we did with the wide body Mercedes, and give you a look at what all you get. I've kind of already looked at everything. It's very crisp, very clean. No warpage that I've seen, no imperfections or anything like that. Here's a disclaimer though. He does label a specific kit that goes with this trans kit, and I'll give that to you right now. It's for the Revell Mustang Fastback 65. Kit number 07065. Now that is the newest release, like you've seen from Revell Germany and Revell USA. Excuse me. Which is all fine and dandy. I had several which are identical kits already in my stash, but I have plans for, I think, 2 of the 3 that I did have. Now I think I only have 2, but I have plans for those. One being box stock and one being a custom. So, as you guys remember when we were out, I showed you a kit that I got on our, for Father's Day. And it's the Revell monogram Shelby Mustang GT350H. It is 1/24 scale, same as the trans kit. This is a, I can't remember if this is a 65 or 66. You guys out there in the interwebs would know more than I would. I'm looking on here to see if it has a specific year of this car. It may say on the instructions, but this is a sealed kit. So the disclaimer comes that this isn't the specific kit that he calls for, but this is the same kit, regardless if it's the 66 or 65. But this is the one I'll be using. And I say that because the color choice that I've made, I will disclose that at on a later video. But I bounced it around back and forth with my good friend Norman over at Half-Ass Model Car Garage. Like I said, if you guys haven't got over to follow him yet, I know he's a newbie, but he does some really fantastic work, and he's worth a watch. So make sure you get over there, give him some thumbs up, leave him some comments, let him know that you're out there watching his stuff. I'm sure there is some minor differences between this and the kit that's called, as all kits as they're re-released, they'll either take something away or they'll add something to it, whether it be decals or tires and wheels, so on and so forth. But primarily it is the same body, chassis and all that. So you can see it's all factory sealed. So we're going to open it up real quick because this video is going to be hopefully not super long, but long enough that we can get into the contents of each thing. This is my primary build for Acme. This will not receive full attention until the diorama is done. We do have everything we need to finish the diorama, other than one little thing, but I'll pick that up in the next week or two. It's not I'm saying, it's not like needed right this minute. And then we're waiting on the plaque from said person, Mr. Norman. He's working on the brass plaque that will go on the face of the diorama. Excuse me. But again, we're not in a rush for that. We're nowhere near ready to apply it. That will actually be the last piece that goes on, as far as I know now. So, see, we got off fresh kit. This was circa 1998, so it's been quite a while. It is an old kit. Everything's still sealed. The chrome looks to be in excellent shape. We will not be using this engine that comes with this. We'll bag it up and put it in our storage area for any other build, or if somebody's interested in a Shelby engine, you just let me know via email and I'll bag it up and I'll send it to you. Glass, perfect, all sealed. And then we got one big bag like they used to do of all the styrene parts. And then we have 4 tires, which we will not be using as well. The engine, you may ask, what are we going to use in this build? This is going to receive a Coyote Voodoo engine. The designer of that file is Motabas Yen. You can find him on Colts 3D. He has some amazing engine kits and a bunch of other stuff too. So if you're curious, go over there and check him out. I'm not affiliated with him. I would love to work side by side with him on some things, because he does a tremendous job on the designs of his engines. As there's half a dozen or more others that are his equal. Decals in primo shape. These may come in handy. I'm not really decided yet. Definitely the GT350 down the sides. That is that will go on there. License plates will not. It'll receive my custom tag. And then we may use the other ones just to create a mask for what we need to go, over the whole car. We will have gold stripes. I can tell you that much part about the paint scheme. If I go the one color, I've got two color choices in my head. I'm going round and round with the help of Norman. He kind of helped me narrow it down, and this is part of that concept. The other concept is something going out on my own that is, I feel, may be a little bit more unique, because at the end of the day, I need this to really stand out. If you've ever been to a big show like Acme, whether it's NNL, north, east, west, the south, you're getting the best of the best modelers, which I, to a degree envy all of them. I strive to be like them. I don't always even come close to it, but it's competitive in a way. It fuels your fire and your design capabilities, and makes you work harder at your techniques on whether it's detailing an engine, an interior, your paint work, whatever it may be. So I find model shows and contests very, very informative in ways of, well, okay, how did you do that? And the person will take the time and they'll explain it to you. And it's like you get home and you immediately want to start trying, because you like that technique so much and whatever it produced that you want to, replicate it. So that's what I take away from shows, and the great people I get to meet and sit down and talk to and hang out with. So, excuse me. We're not going to bore you with going through the instructions. I mean, everybody knows cut and dry. I generally don't use them, but we'll break it down before we get into MGSF. So, we're still in the design phase of this, as far as taking it from what the original kit is, the trans kit that's going to go on it, and then what am I going to do from there? Well, we already know that we're using the Coyote Voodoo engine. And again, that's from Motabas, M-O-T-A-B-A-S. Motabas Yen, Y-E-N. It's a great file. It printed very, very well. I had no issues. High resolution detail, and it's a kit in itself. I think there's probably 60 pieces. I mean, I could be totally wrong on that, but there's a crap ton of pieces to this engine. So there's a lot of detail. So when you take a newer aged engine like that, I'm going to have to do my research and see how things are connected, hoses, wires, etc., aftermarket stuff that they would use to, dress it up, build it up, whatever it may be. So our engine compartment will be highly detailed. Now, as far as using a trans kit, it'll be the only trans kit on the table that I'm aware of. That doesn't mean somebody can't buy it overseas and had it shipped to them and then built it and they'll bring it to Acme. This is a very highly possible scenario. But as far as today, which is July, whatever, 15th, 16th, I don't even know what day of the week it is. I'm the only one that's got it. And that was due to partnership with MGSF, contacted me right after Acme last year, got my opinions and thoughts on the design he was starting, asked for input. I gave him my input. Some of that input was put in there, and we've stayed in contact all year long till the final. And when he sent me the final renderings of it, it was absolutely stunning. It's right up my alley. With the whole pro mod, pro touring thing. This car could be built from some 3D renderings that I have, I could go Pro Mod. In that case, then, you know, I'd probably change up the engine a whole lot, but I don't want to build a Pro Mod out of this. Pro Touring is going to be the way to go. So that leaves me, do I open the doors? Do I open the trunk? Trunk is definitely a great possibility. The doors, that depends on how the trans kit looks once it's applied. Then I have to go back and remove the door cards, and you'll see here in a minute what I'm talking about. So I don't have to worry about tire or wheel selection with this one because they come in the trans kit. And we'll take a look at those in a minute. The only thing we really need right now is the body parts and the hood. Let me clip this off there real quick. Guess I better use a knife. Alright. Leave a little tab there so we can sand that off. We do have our side skirts. I don't know what's in the kit. It looks like it's just windows. No, they do have the louvers that go over the side windows, so we may end up using those versus just glass. The trans kit shows it having louvered windows, but either way. So this has got the old style kind of. It stays on there and hinges, so we may just make a prop to hold the engine or the hood up. We may remove it for the show. I don't know yet. It all depends on, do I want to fill these in, clip the tabs off the hood. You know, that's kind of all the decisions I make kind of as I go on the fly. I'm going to pull this around now. Now we got that ready. Let me show you. This is how it'll come packaged. Nice cardboard box, very stout, no damage when I received it, and this came all the way from Poland, so it's, you know, it withstood our lovely mailing system with no issues. You know, when you open the box, just like we did before with the Mercedes, he has fantastic instructions. They tell you exactly in detail what to do, how to do it, and to get the best results. So, you know, these are very, very informative compared to other trans kits, like I've said before, that you get. A lot of them kind of leave you, what, you know, but they're for experienced modelers, you know. This one we will go over briefly. As you can see, it shows you the tires and wheels, the letters, even comes with the valve stems for the wheels. There's already holes in the wheels to put these in, so it's just a touch of glue. And, you know, you got that little touch of detail. The front suspension pieces, it tells you all of it. Like, anything in blue is what comes in the trans kit. So you can see there's door skin. You know, you're getting all your new skins that make it a wide body. Interior, you're getting a shifter with a drift style shifter. A steering wheel, the seat belt material, the seat belt hardware, door handles, and the seats for your interior. So then, you know, you can always beef that up a little bit by a roll cage, gauges and switches, so on and so forth, wiring to all that stuff, tachometer, whatever you want to call it. And then it also comes with your front brakes, your rear brakes, which your front brakes are bigger than the rear brakes. It comes with the hubs, so it replaces the part in the kit. So you'd want to put that in place first, and then your new braking system and your tires and wheels go on to those new hubs, which also lower the car. So it takes a lot of the modifying of chassis and components to get that low look you want. This gives you that immediately, sets it up perfect for how it was designed. Takes a lot of the work and process out of it, at least to me, you know. You know, and it even tells you, you know, clean body and remove mold lines, handle markings, lettering, etc. Cut the wheel arches to match the new fenders. Cut the front of the body along the panel lines. So in this one, we're going to be removing the front nose clip and the rear clip, because the trans kit comes with a new rear clip and a new front clip. It also comes with exhaust tips and unique headlight bezels. And it even comes with the lenses, everything you need to replicate this. The fog lights, that's what they're called, like, yeah, fog lights. And it shows you where they go up inside the grill here. It even comes with the grills, the new nose clip. There's the new tail clip. It even comes with a new badging. This is all 3D printed at the highest form of quality. These badges are teeny tiny, but yet it's like having the Mustang emblems, you know, from the kit that are molded in. You know, as you can vaguely see right here, because this is all white, you know, you just got to remove that because you have replacement pieces for that. So, that being said, you know, we have some design aspects to accommodate the interior. Do we want to put a roll cage in it? Do we want to, you know, what do we want to do? Color of the interior, that's still up for debate, so on and so forth. But as you can see, this is, we're going to jump ahead a little bit here. This is bag E, and it tells you lights, emblems, and seatbelts. So your little fog lights, well, first you can see, if I hold it up there, there's the badging. There's like 2 of each. You can see the ribbon in the back for the seatbelt material. And then there's the seatbelt hardware. And then there's the headlights. And there's funky looking bezels. There's the tail clip right here. The tail lights will go in like normal. You know, a lot of neat little parts. My belief, the only thing that lacks in this, this is just my honest opinion, and it's just because the way I build, I would have rather seen a 5-point harness setup for the seatbelts versus a standard type seatbelt. But you know, that's something you can put in there. It's not limiting you to do that. It's just, it only comes with a standard type seatbelt, but it is very detailed and will look very nice finished off. And I did use that in the Mercedes. We'll jump back to bag A and we'll open this up. These are the tires and wheels. We'll get these out. Get something out here. Alright, so that's bag A. And you can see the crisp, clean design on the tire. They are raised white letter, as you can see there. They are prominent. It should be easy with a gel pen or, you know, whatever works for you the best. A lot of times a tiny little brush works great for me. Just kind of slide it over the top of the lettering. But yeah, those would be the front. I would say they may all be the same size. But the back is a hair wider. I mean, just a hair. But, you know, in scale, they're pretty freaking wide. It's a racing style tire. Let's see what it says they are. Proxys Toyo tires. Toyo Proxys. And just to show you, we're going to remove one. How easy the supports come off. I mean, that easy. And very, 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 very little cleanup. That's the best thing. Now, you know, Joel produces a great product. Ryan Jones produces a great product. But all this stuff needs a little bit more cleanup. He just goes that extra thing. And that's because he doesn't produce these, some, you know, 2 or 3, 4 of them a year. You know, he's coming out once a year with a trans kit and then, you know, little parts in between. So he has more time to really work on perfecting how clean the part is when you get it. But as you can see, I just did it live there. That comes off the supports very easily. Even the little parts come off the same way. You gotta just be a little more delicate with the finicky little, you know, fragile parts. But they do come off with very minor cleanup. Here's the wheels. Very cool looking wheel. The color of the wheel is still yet to be determined. I opted, when he asked for my input, to have a deeper sleeve wheel for the back. but he was already through the process of design on the wheel, so it wasn't really an option at that time. But, you know, there is a name on this wheel. It stands out. You're not probably going to be able to see it on camera. See if I can tilt it, angle it. No. Trust me, though, there is a little name, probably the producer of the wheel, right here on the outer lip of the wheel. That is super high detail. Even the emblem in the center cap is highly detailed. The lugs detailed. There is the little hole for the valve stems. And, you know, the same way, guys. This, you use your finger. Just a little pressure, and that wheel comes off there. And then you can clean off the back. Very, very little cleanup on the back. You can see there's a couple little spikes there, but very, very, very easy. And then, you know, as far as the tire goes, it goes from the back in towards the front. And I put it on the wrong wheel, wrong tire. Let me get another one off. There we go. There we go. See, fits like a glove, like it's supposed to. Sorry for the focusing. So, you know, we know we'll either be chrome, we'll be matte black, we'll be gold, or we'll be bronze, or maybe a mixture of those colors to create a new color. Don't know yet. I know the one design will call for a black wheel. The other one is a gold wheel. So it's going to come down to that. But moving on. Then we got the interior parts. Exhaust tells you there. So the exhaust tips are in here. Your steering wheel, your shifter, and looks like that's about it in this little bag. Oh, there's some door handles in there too. So all the rest of your interior is in that little bag, which is labeled D. Going backwards, we have all of our brakes, our rotors, our calipers. They're separate. We've got, that may be all that's in this bag, suspension. So your hubs are in here, your lowering hubs, and your brakes and rotors and calipers are all in bag C. I love how everything's labeled and then written on what's the contents of that bag. It makes it very, if you're like me, you keep notes, and I always put down bag C, and then what's those components that are in there. So as I'm painting them and they're done, I'll put them back in those bags, so I know that, you know, I can keep them kind of categorized, organized, however you want to look at it. Next bag is B1. These are the quarter panels, the fenders, and the front clip. I've not had these out yet, but I have looked through them in the bag. They are fantastic. This one's scuffed up a little bit, but it's all got to be sanded anyways and cleaned. So remember, when you're working with a 3D printed trans kit, you know, soak everything like in a simple green or whatever your degreaser is, some Dawn dish soap, warm water, let them air dry, and you're good to go. But you can see the difference in the front clip and the front clip that's factory. So yes, you have to remove this front clip. This will go on there and take its place. And we will be doing videos on the progress through this whole build, showing you each and every step of the way, what I go through, if I find any errors, something doesn't fit right, that type of thing. But I mean, even the side view, you can see how much further down this sits. This thing almost sits on the ground when it's done. So fly in the shop. So fantastic, and it's all open, so you know you can get even more with a photo etch grill, or the grill that comes with the trans kit. Your level of detail is really what you add to it from here. Now we still have to shop around for parts here in the shop that we'll be adding to this, but man oh man, I am so excited about this. And you know, this is what he formed the kit off of. You know, he starts with something and starts wheels start spinning on what can I do and how can I do this and pull this off. And it's the whatever you want to call it, the finished product is fantastic. Now these are very thick, they're not thin, so that really limits the warping. You can look down there and see, it's not warped, but it gives you the new door skin. Everything's been widened, pushed out. Once you've lined these up, give you an example, we'll kind of line it up there and you see the body lines are exactly the same, and you have to remove and open the wheel wells to match this wheel well because we're running a lot bigger tire. The car's sitting lower, so you got to have that clearance. I don't think the door skin is removed. I have to double check the instructions, but then again, it's something I'll let you know along the way. But just looking at it, the only thing you have to keep in mind that I would deter from is if you're a new builder, unless you're just that smart, I would steer away from this, because after you apply stuff, you do have to do all the body work, fill in all the seams, and that'll take 3 or 4 times of adding putty, sanding, priming, adding putty, sanding, priming, till you get the result where it's as one. Same as I did with the Mercedes. But if I hold this up there kind of in place and show you, if you look through the 3D printed, you can see how the white wheel well is down past. So that you're taking about, I don't know, not even a 1/4 inch at the widest part away down to nothing. So it's really not that hard. You take this off here, clean it up really good, put it on here, use some tape to hold it exactly in place where it needs to be. And like I did on the other one, I just took a marker and I drew around on the inside of the wheel well, and that gave me how much material I had to remove. Then you can either use nippers, you can use a sanding tool on your cordless Dremel tool, something like this, or an actual Dremel with a grinding bit in it. You can remove it that way, sand everything nice and smooth. You don't want to be able to see it when you're looking through here. Again, you want it to be all as one. But that gives you your door and your quarter panel. And then here's the fender. You see the fenders are taller. They go on here, and they'll line up to the new nose clip in the front. So you're getting a body that goes further down and wider. So you're getting a full, wide body kit. And you can see it's got the ground effects across the bottom here. Now our new GT350 emblem will go, I'm not sure if it'll go across this or if it'll go across this. We may, no, I've already ruled that out, sorry. I was way in the beginning, I thought about carbon fiber, as far as all the air dams and the ground effects and all that. And then I was like, no, I don't. I mean, I love carbon fiber, don't get me wrong. It is hard to work with, to me, because I'm not a very big decal guy. But I want to be all one color. So when I started thinking about carbon fiber, I was like, well, I could get a goldish color carbon fiber and I could clear over that and that would all blend in and tie in. And it would, but it would take away from what I want, which is I like the whole solid color, or multiple colors. Plan B is a multicolored paint job. So we've got a multicolored paint job and a solid paint job with both having stripes, one being narrower, one being a normal Mustang GT3 for these stripes. So we'll make that decision kind of as we go when we get ready for paint. But it's going to take a few weeks just to get this all applied, body work, filler, all that put in, sanded, primed, and ready to go for paint. And that's when we'll have our decision made, and I will let you know what that is. But you get both fenders. I mean, they stand up very nice. So if you're just working on a bench like me, excuse me, and you're just setting stuff around, these will stand up while you're working on everything. Same way as the nose clips on a nice flat base, you can just sit there. Your other quarter panels on one too. So that was bag B1. Bag B2 is all your other parts, which are labeled body set 2 and support seats. So now the only trick with these seats is in the interior tub, you'd remove the supports that are in there to put the seats on. These seats go right to the bottom. They're highly detailed racing seats, so you can use, that's where I said a 5-point harness would be more fitting. They are detailed like a real race car seat. There is that a detail? Yeah. There's a little detail in the headrest. There's detail in the seat part. Get it up close, you can see detail there. And maybe you can see in the headrest. There you go. You can see the little design in the headrest. Very nice. Very stout. Not flimsy by any means. Seats. It'll look really nice. We have our rear clip. Lower bumper. With the dual exhaust opening. Which he provides you new tips to go in that. Then we have our mirrors, and then the rear spoiler. So you're getting a tricked out European style spoiler on it. I'm not a big fan of those, but in this kit we will be using it. Also, you have louvers for the rear window, which are really nice. So using the louvers on the side will really kind of marry this all together. So we will be using the louvers on the quarter glasses along with this one. Then we have the grills, which are beautifully designed. Get there so you can see them. And the and there's the center emblem or the Mustang pony, which it does come with the Mustang pony to put inside that center rail. So it's really complete on all the stuff you get. And you can always add more to it. You're not limited to what's just here in these 2 boxes. The sky's the limit. And here's the awesome hood scoop. So, I'm not a fan of hood scoops, per se. I'll use them if I can't get the engine down far enough. In this case, the engine we are using is a low-profile engine, so we shouldn't have any issues there. So we will be using the scoop primarily just for looks, which we have to remove and open the hood to allow the new scoop to go on. I don't want to remove that yet because that's further down the road. And then we'll blend it all in because it will be all the same color. I don't want no seam lines anywhere on that. But yeah, that's it. So the next video will be the stages of, we'll probably start with this one with the suspension. We'll get the chassis painted. We'll get the exhaust painted. We will get tires and wheels painted. The wheels may wait, so we'll just have the hubs on, the new hubs, and in place, and the tires and wheels will go on last, because I'm not yet sure which color wheel I'm going to go with. But we'll have everything ready to go for that. And then in between, we'll be working on getting what we got to get cut out on the body. So you'll probably see that in the next video where I'll have it all marked up, removing the mold lines, any imperfections, removing the emblems anywhere and everywhere that they don't need to be, cutting the front clip off. That is all pretty easy and self-explanatory. By this, you mean you're just going to carry this head bezel or headlamp bezel down and cut straight across and remove that whole piece as one. There is no line there going down to this lower valance area here, but you'll just have to continue that line down, and then this will just go right back on. Remember, when you're gluing 3D printed items to styrene, you're going to use a C8 style glue. I have learned a little trick along the way of printing this stuff and using it. You can use the liquid resin from the bottle and cure it with a UV cured light as a body filler. So This time around, we're going to be doing that because I can use a hypodermic needle and squeeze it out, and it self-levels, and then I can cure it, and all I gotta do is sand. Stuff sands very easily. His printing is really, I gotta say, is spot on. I don't see lines in anything, where other stuff you have to use a filler primer. I've never used a filler primer on his stuff. I've always been able to sand and prime straight with whether I use Mr. Color or Splash or anything like that, and it adheres to it very well and it sticks. You just got to do your sanding process and do it the right way. But I'm not sure of the price on this. I'm sure it's over $100, but in my opinion, if you're wanting to build a one-off model and something that really stands out, these kind of kits are the route to go. A full 3D printed kit is really cool, and they're over $100 as well. Those will give you a unique build as pretty much any of them, just like the ones Iceman's Collections puts out a lot throughout the year. Those are really fantastic kits because they're not a common everyday kit. So if you like unique models and you like to think outside the box, they're a really great way to go. And coming up next year, since we didn't get to do it this year, the EV charger, we'll be getting it finished up, because I've started on it. I've put a lot of work into it now, and I kind of want to finish it up. I think it'd be a great piece to have in my collection, and this is just going to be monumental, especially if nobody else ends up having one of these. And as long as it turns out good, which I think it will, we're not going to rush it. We're going to take our time. We've got enough time. I allotted 3 months, and we're July, so we got the rest of July, August, September, and basically all of October. So I've got basically 3.5 months, if you want to get technical, to get this done. I allotted 3 months for it. So, and I've got this week and next week a lot of stuff to do. So that gives me the starting date of the end of next week to get going on this. It's pretty cut and dry what I'm going to do, and the only decisions we need to make if we're going to open the trunk or if we're going to open the doors, I can tell you right now. But after looking at this, the doors probably will be not open. I'm going to remove this real quick, guys, while we have you on here, and we're going to hold it up there and take a look at it. The side projects, if anybody's curious or wondering, they're coming along. I've not got to work on anything, but they were at a point where I could stop on them anyways. The build for my aunt and uncle, it is almost ready for final assembly. The birthday gift is about 60-70% done, so we're real close. Shorty is the same way. Shorty's about 60%. Primarily just paint work left, and as it has been for quite a while, but it's all going to come around. So we lay this up on here, and we can see, once you remove this piece here, that, and come down, I'm not for sure. Yes, so you would replace that because this is taking the place of that. So here, we can take this piece off too real quick. I know it's been a while, guys. I apologize for that, but life throws you curves sometimes, and you don't have much choice. Well, I can see right now this is definitely made to incorporate the quarter panels. So we're going to just set that in place there, and we're going to line it up, and you can see once the only thing I'm really removing, I guess, is this plate, or maybe I don't even need to replace this. The new piece may go right on top of this. We'll figure that out as we go, but man, does that line up like a dream. That's primarily where it needs to go. Just kind of hold it there so you guys can see. And then if I take this, and as if I was using the kit part and putting it on there, I mean, it right there, you can see how well everything fits, how snug. lines up with the cordon pieces. And, you know, this is the stuff where you want to fill in and make it like it's all seamless. So there's going to be quite a bit of body work, which we're no stranger to, with the style that we build. And it's good to see that everything kind of, it does line up and it does what it's supposed to do. So that's fantastic. I couldn't ask for one. There's a little sanding going to need to be required to get it all to come up in a little tighter in the inside corners and all that stuff. But, you know, it's there. It's, I've been waiting for this all year. So I'm a little, you know, kind of all over the place here, but I'm excited for the way this is going to turn out, because even though the Mercedes could have really very easily been turned into a Pro Touring car, we didn't do that route. We just did the resto mod. This is more Pro Touring. Just because if you look at any Pro Touring car, you can see they have the wide body kits on it. They're slammed on the ground. They have all the new technology on board and involved with it, and, you know, everything else. And then to get something like this that comes with everything you need, you know what I mean? It's fantastic. It's like, it really, to me, it kind of wets the palate, gets me excited. And then, you know, you just throw if you're like me though, it's hard to throw this kind of stuff away, because these little things right here could be used to make frame rails for something, add just a little spot of detail. These little supports, they can be used for tons of different things, but, you know, you can only hold on to so much of that stuff before it becomes taking over your shop. So that's what we got from MGSF. This is what I've been talking about all year long. I will have a picture at the end of this video of what the original rendering was, what it looks like. The original design was murdered out. Just look mean as can be. But, you know, we're doing a murdered out truck, and I don't want to do two murdered out vehicles for the same show. So we've been researching a little bit and found some other concepts via 3D rendering. And the one that I'm leaning more towards is more identical to the actual build. Yep. Excuse me. The other one's a little more radical than what we have here. But I like the paint scheme. So we will see. Like I said, the end of next week, we will get started. And as I get started, you'll start seeing videos on this, along with the villain. The other building's been put up because it's done, other than being mounted on the base and the power lines ran down. Everything else is done on it. There's nothing else we need to do to it. So we're going to be focusing on the black building, green building, blue or white and blue building, getting all the windows and doors and that, the curtains behind it, the roof done, the gutters, all the power lines, lights installed, all that kind of stuff. People, the decorations, all on the handrails. We'll have get all that stuff on there, and that'll be ready to be put up. And then at that point, I'm going to put that to the side for a moment, and we're going to get the truck done to the degree of where we're waiting for the engine. I've been in discussions with Lee at Z Model, or Lee Barrett Zen Modeling. He is very close to finishing up the parts, so that's a great thing. I may not have to use Plan B. We can roll with Plan A, which is just another tribute to the truck. So we'll see how that all pans out. But either way, we're doing really good. A good friend, Ernest, he's acquired me to paint a figure for him, for his build at Acme. He tried it several times and did not like the way it turned out, so he asked me if I'd give it a try, so I'm honored that he asked that of me. So yeah, we're going to do a little more sanding on him, and we're going to start getting him into the 3 stages of primer, which is black, misting light gray, and then dry brushing white. And then we're going to use the 3-color method on him by using speed paints and the airbrush line to incorporate as most realistic as we can get for a figure. And it's nice that he's a lot bigger. He's, you know, used to painting figures this little, and get something like this, it makes it really nice. So we'll be working on him. He stands very nice. I think it's going to look really good to next to his build that he's doing. And I'm looking forward to getting started on this, as well as the game table, or what do you call it, the tabletop gaming set that was my son's. We are in the black primer stage. We're getting ready to go. When this goes to gray primer stage, I'll be gray primering nose, and then dry brushing, so we can kind of move along with those two. So we're going to be really busy all the way up to Acme, and then even from Acme to the first of the year, kind of finishing up the year with stuff that we didn't get done, that we want to get done, that we can get done. You guys know how it goes. So sorry for the lengthy video. Thank you to all my past, present, and future subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please, guys, remember, it's the way to make this channel grow is leave comments, leave the thumbs up, share the video, get other people interested in it. I've had a lot of downtime this year that I wasn't expecting. I expected to be gangbusters all the way through and get a lot of stuff done this year, and it's just, life threw me a couple curves I was not expecting, and now I got to try to overcome that as much as possible to ramp up and gear up for Acme. That's our number one goal right now, is finish what we want to take to Acme. Our priorities are the Mustang build and the villain and this little guy here. Other than that, anything else can just wait, because those are the primarily two things I want to take to Acme, other than Shorty. And Shorty's so close to being done, so I've got to finish it up as well. So I'll be pulling some long days in here, even maybe some long nights, to ensure that I get everything done. Sorry there won't be a lot of builds from me on the table this year. 3. But one of them you got to keep in mind is this diorama. So it's equivalent to probably 6 or 7 builds in its own. So with that being said, I hope you all have been having a great time. Life's been treating you fair. You've got a lot of modeling done. As always, remember the comments are for any kind of communication, as my email, which is always in the descriptions. Go check out MGSF'S great products. I think you can order this overseas. It's going to take a while. I mean, it took me over a month to get mine. So, then you allow for your build time. So it's really kind of on the cutoff date to get something in time to take to Acme, unless you've already been aware of this and been waiting for the release. In that case, I wish you the best on it. I'd like to see some pictures of your progress on it. As any other build you got. Shop cards. My shop cards will be done and ready to take to Acme. I've already got the artwork back, so I'm going to send them off to have them printed out. I've got an added bonus this year, thanks to old Tom, Rambler69, and his lovely wife, by helping me out with a little side thing there. So if you get a chance, make sure you come down to Acme this year. You get to meet me, you get to see this stuff, and pick up a shop card and cast your votes. It's always appreciated. You guys don't know how much I love doing what I do down here, and it really weighs heavy on me when I can't be in here, but at the end of the day, I know it's a hobby and other things come first. So don't ever conflict your hobby with your real life things. This hobby is a release for me. It's an escape, and I get to create something, really good out of what life throws me. So don't ever prioritize your hobby over your wife, your life, or anything else, because that will be bad. Just a little wisdom there. But thanks again, guys, for watching this. Again, at the end of the video, there'll be a picture of the original concept of this build. Again, big thanks to MGSF for sending this to us, making us the first in the United States to receive it. And I can't wait for you guys to see it on the table at Acme. My head's swimming with all kinds of ideas and design aspects from just this duration of this video, of what I can and can't do and what I should and shouldn't do. I got to remember time is a big factor. Nothing else. I have everything I need here, but the time is the factor. So I don't want to get too deep and then not be able to finish it, because it has to go to Acme. So with that being said, you guys, bell notification, boom, boom, boom. That's how you know when these videos come out. Again, I apologize for the lengthy time in between, but as I explained before, I've got a lot more pressing things that I have to handle and take care of. Hopefully, by the end of the summer, I'll have pretty much that wrapped up to under wraps and taken care of. And we'll see what life throws us between now and then. I've been watching a lot of y'all's videos. Everybody's doing a great job out there. I've really enjoyed them. Too many names to list, but you know me, I always try to add somebody in there. I didn't get to write their names down. There's some new modelers that I found that are doing fantastic work. Some of you may be familiar with them, some maybe not. But on the next video, I will try to get that information together so you guys can go check them out, as I have been doing, and just kind of catching up on everybody's stuff, because I just very limited on time right now. So that being said, you guys have a good one. Thanks again. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.